You are one of the most self aware people you know. You've done the therapy, you've read the books, maybe you've done the journaling, the workshops, the deep dives into your attachment style. You know exactly why you keep ending up in the same relationships. The emotionally unavailable man, the hot and cold dynamic, the connection that starts with so much promise and somehow always ends the same way. And yet here you are, still in the pattern. So let me ask you something. If knowing why we're enough, wouldn't it have worked out by now? There's something few talk about in the self development world. There is a gap between insight and change. And for a lot of high achieving women, that gap is enormous. You are exceptional at analysis. You can identify your patterns in your sleep. You can probably tell me right now exactly what your type is and exactly how that type has hurt you. And you've still gone back. Here's the problem: insight lives in your conscious mind, your patterns don't. Every relationship behavior you have, the way you pull back when someone gets close, the way you overfunction when you feel insecure, the way you rationalize staying in something that isn't working, none of that is happening at the level of thought. It's happening below it, in a part of your brain you cannot reach by thinking harder. This is not a character flaw, it's neuroscience. Here's what's actually happening: 95% of your behaviors, beliefs, and emotional responses originate in your subconscious mind. 95, which means that 5% of you, the conscious, analytical, self aware part, is trying to override the other 95. That's not a fair fight. Your subconscious formed its beliefs long before you started dating, before your first relationship, before your first heartbreak. It was watching, it was learning, and at some point, probably in childhood, it decided some things about love, about what you deserve, about how safe it is to be truly seen, about whether people stay. And it has been running those decisions on autopilot ever since. This is why you can know that you're self sabotaging in the moment, in real time, and still do it. This is why years of talk therapy can give you extraordinary understanding of your patterns without dissolving them. Because talk therapy, as valuable as it is, works primarily at the conscious level. To change a pattern that lives in the subconscious, you have to go there. This is where rapid transformational therapy, RTT, comes in. RTT is a breakthrough approach developed by Marissa Peer, one of Britain's best therapists. It brings together four disciplines: hypnotherapy, psychotherapy, NLP, and CBT into one process. And the reason it works where other approaches haven't is that it doesn't try to work around the subconscious, it goes directly into it. Here's how. When you enter hypnosis, your brain shifts into what's called a theta brainwave state. It's the same state you're in during deep meditation or in those few seconds just before you fall asleep. In theta, your critical conscious mind relaxes. The part that argues, defends, overanalyzes, it quiets, and the subconscious becomes open, receptive, reachable. In that state, we go to the origin of your patterns, not to revisit the pain, but to find the belief that formed there. The one your younger self decided was true about love, about herself, about what she deserved. And we rewrite it, not with willpower, not with affirmations you repeat and don't quite believe, at the level where it was formed. Dr. David Spiegel, Associate Chair of Psychiatry at Stanford University and one of the world's leading researchers on clinical hypnosis, describes it this way. Hypnosis is a state of highly focused attention, like looking through the telephoto lens of a camera. What you see with extraordinary detail. And what you change in that state stays changed. Neuroscience has a name for this: neuroplasticity, the brain's capacity to form new pathways at any age. RTT uses hypnosis to introduce new beliefs at the subconscious level and then reinforces them through a personalized audio recording you listen to daily for 21 to 30 days. That repetition physically rewires the neural pathway. The transformation isn't just felt, it becomes permanent. Most of my clients experience profound shifts in 1 to 3 sessions. And when I say patterns, I mean specific ones: attracting the same emotionally unavailable partner over and over, feeling the pull of chemistry with men who are a little distant, a little hard to read, and feeling almost nothing for the ones who are actually consistent. Self sabotage when things get good, the relationship that is actually healthy, and somehow it still falls apart. Because part of you doesn't fully believe you're allowed to have it. People pleasing at the expense of your own needs. shrinking, overfunctioning, staying too long, anxious attachment, the hypervigilance, the rumination, the constant need for reassurance that never quite settles you. Walls, the ones you built for completely understandable reasons, the ones that are now keeping out exactly the person you want. Every single one of these patterns was formed somewhere, in a moment or a series of moments when a younger version of you was learning what love meant. RTT finds that moment and it changes what it means. I want to share something from one of my clients. Anita came to me after years of feeling genuinely frightened in social situations with men. Not uncomfortable, frightened. 2 days after our RTT session, she noticed something shift. She was in a room with a group of men and felt calm. Within a week, she was being approached. Within a few weeks, she was dating someone. Not because we changed the men around her, because we changed what was happening inside her when she was around them. Another client, Megan, had done Tony Robbins seminars, meditation, multiple coaches, and she told me one 90-minute RTT session showed results more quickly than anything she had tried in the past. This isn't mystical. It's neuroscience reaching the part of you that nothing else could. In the next video in this series, I'm going to show you something. A client of mine, Jasmine, gave me permission to share something extraordinary. I filmed the moment she came out of hypnosis, and it is raw and it is real, and it will show you more about what this process actually feels like from the inside than anything I could describe to you. If that's something you want to see, subscribe. I don't want you to miss it. If something landed for you in this video, if you recognize yourself in the gap between knowing and changing, I want you to sit with that for a moment. That recognition is not an accident. If you're ready to go to the root, not just understand your patterns, but actually dissolve them, I offer RTT sessions designed specifically for the blocks that keep high-achieving women stuck in love. The link to book is below. And if this resonates, subscribe, because everything I make is for the woman who has done everything right and is still waiting for her love life to catch up.